What was once started by interviewing over 200 engineers has now turned into one of the most popular theories around the world about motivation. In today's video, we are going to take a deep dive into Herzberg's two-factor theory of motivation, looking into why he went against Friedrich Taylor's view of motivation, and dive deep into the concepts of hygiene and motivator factors. It's important though we start off by understanding what motivation is. Now, motivation guides our behaviours and actions towards achieving specific goals. It's influenced by both internal and external factors. Now, over the years, many theories have tried to answer what is motivation, especially in the context of the workplace, aiming to understand how businesses can effectively motivate their employees. One of the standout theorists in this field is Friedrich Herzberg. He offered a different perspective from his predecessor, Friedrich Taylor. Taylor was a fan of financial incentives as the primary means of motivating employees. However, Herzberg disagreed with Taylor and believed in the power of intrinsic motivation. He argued that the real drive for individuals comes not from those external rewards such as financial gain, but from the joy and personal satisfaction derived from the activity itself. This type of motivation is known as intrinsic motivation, which originates from within the individual. Now, Herzberg developed a theory that identifies two key factors influencing workplace satisfaction and motivation: hygiene factors and motivator factors. Now, before we take a look at why businesses must make sure they have all the motivator factors in place, let's first of all take a look at what hygiene factors are. Imagine walking into your classroom at school right after the cleaners have been in. The desks are wiped down, the chairs are spotless, and even the dirty wall have had a scrub down. Now, while you might appreciate this clean environment, it's unlikely to make you jump up and punch the air in joy and shout out, "Woo, I'm extremely motivated." But picture the opposite scenario. You enter a classroom where the desks and chairs are old and damaged. Perhaps there's even a piece of chewing gum stuck to your seat, and the surfaces are covered in stains and graffiti of artworks of what an immature teenager might seem to be creative. Now, it's easy to see how quickly this could lead to dissatisfaction. And this image right here is the essence of hygiene factors. They're the conditions necessary to prevent dissatisfaction at work, but don't necessarily motivate or increase job satisfaction on their own. Hygiene factors are fundamentally about avoiding negatives in the work environment, such as inadequate pay, unsupportive company policies, lack of job security, and strained relationships with colleagues and supervisors. These are all extrinsic motivators, meaning they come from external sources and pressures, rather than from within the individual. Hygiene factors share a connection with the lower levels of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. According to Herzberg, these basic needs are similar to hygiene factors in that their absence can lead to dissatisfaction, but their presence doesn't lead to bags full of motivation. It's a subtle but crucial distinction in understanding what truly drives us to perform and feel satisfied in our roles. For a deeper dive into how these concepts overlap with each other, I recommend checking out our video on Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Shameless plug. On the flip side of hygiene factors, Herzberg introduced the concept of motivator factors. These elements are key to driving motivation, primarily through intrinsic methods. Now, Herzberg believed that such factors lead to higher levels of employee engagement and productivity. Now, unlike hygiene factors, which address dissatisfaction, motivator factors encourage employees to excel and find deeper satisfaction in their work. Take challenging assignments, for example. Herzberg saw these as significant sources of motivation. Reflect on your own personal experience, such as playing a video game. There's a reason why games aren't just set at the easiest difficulty. They're designed with increasing level of difficulty, not just to keep the game interesting, but to challenge us, encouraging improvement and engagement. And once we complete a difficult level, we feel a sense of achievement. Now, this principle applies in the workplace too. Facing and overcoming challenges can lead to a sense of achievement and growth. There are other motivator factors too, such as opportunity for promotion, which provide a sense of accomplishment and personal advancement. They also offer employees more responsibility and the recognition that they deserve for their hard work. This recognition is crucial for motivation. Also, the significance of the work itself cannot be overstated. We've all experienced those lessons at school when we felt disengaged with a topic where we asked ourselves, when am I ever going to use this in the real world? Or this is so pointless to learn as it won't help me in my future. So we end up watching the clock second by second until it eventually rings for the end of the lesson. However, when you're in a class at school where you can see the value in what you're learning and how it contributes to your own personal growth and where you want to be in the future, you're so much more motivated. That's the motivator factor Herzberg was talking about in action. About being intrinsically motivated as the motivation comes from within us. I hope this video has helped you understand Herzberg's two-factor theory of motivation. Feel free to check out more of our videos on our channel.